Okay, this is going to be a quick video comparing the two types of Nagant Revolver cartridges that I have. The one on the left was by PPU, that's the Privy Partisan, and the one on the right is a Russian made ammunition that I purchased from J&G Sales. Now, when I first saw it advertised, I noticed that it looked a little different from the cartridges that I'm used to seeing for the Nagant, that with the pinched top. And so I was somewhat interested in seeing that. So I went ahead and purchased it anyhow. And as you can see, it is different. The case is different, particularly around the top. Both of them are tapered, but the Russian made one does not have the pinched top. Now, I did some measurements on them, and they are slightly different in size as well. For instance, the case mouth, the outside diameter on the Privy Partisan is 0.282 inches, and on the Russian one it is 0.291 inches. As a matter of fact, here are my chicken scratch measurements for them, just to compare them. So apparently the Russian one is slightly larger, except for, I believe, the case rim diameter, which is slightly larger on the Privy Partisan one. But in all the other measurements, this is a little larger. So I'm not sure how that's going to affect the gas seal when you actually fire it, because if I'm not mistaken, this was the original configuration for the bullet, or for the cartridge. And also, from what I've read, the Russian one is actually a little more powerful than the Privy Partisan. And all things being equal, I would have to assume that that is due simply to the fact that the bullet is seated more deeply in the Russian one than it is in the Privy Partisan. So, assuming that the powder charge is the same, if you actually seat the bullet a little more deeply, it's going to have a higher pressure and perhaps a higher velocity and more recoil associated with it. So that would be a more powerful round. And the other thing is the actual crimping of the bullet. Not 100% sure, but I think those small points, one here and the other here, represent the crimping to actually keep the bullet in place. So I found that very interesting as well, and I haven't yet fired it to see exactly how it feels. When I first got it, I thought that perhaps it was a 3220 that had been manufactured to fire in the Nagant pistol. But when I got my 3220 cases and compared the two, you can see that the Russian one and the Privy Partisan are longer, and that is to make the pressure seal, the gas seal, when you fire it, which the 3220, when you manufacture Nagant ammunition out of there, is too short to make that happen. So I just wanted to do a quick video on the different styles of Nagant ammunition that's available out there. So far I've only seen the two types, the Privy Partisan and the Russian made one. Sorry, I got interrupted there for a minute. But just to conclude, I was saying that so far I've only seen two types of ammunition, the Preview Partisan and the Russian manufactured ammunition, and all of them seem to have the full metal jacket bullets in them. I haven't seen any hollow points or anything like that. But it would be interesting if they would manufacture some different types of ammunition, at least in terms of the different types of bullets that that you can actually seat in these particular cases. That would be very interesting. Now, I'm not sure whether or not these are reloadable. As I said, I haven't fired any, and there's the head stamp on that before I forget. Yeah, I haven't fired any, so I really don't know whether or not you can reload these. I imagine that these would be a little more difficult depending upon what happens to this deep crimp up here. But this looks like it might be done, but I'm not sure about the actual crimping on this, if you can reproduce this or use some other sort of crimp in order to get the bullet to stay in place more effectively than just squashing it down in there. Perhaps that's just enough, just to squash it down in there and let it be held in place by the tension against the case, the inside of the case. But that's all for now. I just thought it'd be interesting to do a video on this Nagant Revolver ammunition. It's never really in high quantity out there, and if you are a Nagant Revolver shooter or owner, I would definitely recommend that you get it as quickly as you can, because there's no telling exactly how long it's going to be available, and when this stores are out or the supplies are out, there's no telling how long it's going to be before they get it again. I have about 200 rounds of the ammunition, and that's about all I'm going to get for it, I think. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.